Hey there. I am just going to do a short video today. I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts. I am so busy, so I have everything packed, my computer and my microphone and stuff like that. So this is what we're closing up the cabin, and we were in Jasper for a long weekend. Thanksgiving weekend is up here in Canada. So I just thought I would share with you what I got because of the crazy cuckoo bananas energy right now of fear that the polls have us tied and Trump is getting ahead and black men are voting for him and Hispanic men, and Harris is losing ground and the joyful thing has gone away. So I'm just going to walk around the yard. All this crazy, and I wanted to share with you. It made me crazy. It made me nervous. So I sat and meditated on it yesterday as we were driving, because we're going from thing to thing, and we're driving down to Arizona next week. So there's just doing a lot of things. I wanted to share with you my visions, and meanwhile I'll walk around the yard and kind of you can get an idea. It's really quiet here at the lake, but I meditated in the car because I'm getting nervous. I started thinking, well, I haven't felt that Trump will win, but maybe I am wrong. Maybe the mood has shifted, So what I did was as we were driving here yesterday, I meditated on it and I got some really interesting visions. So I saw the valley, like I have seen this valley before where I saw the lights bubbling up from the people. And over time, it became where it was the top of the ceiling, and that was lifted. And underneath was all of this growth, but it was really like raw, and it hadn't been healed yet. Well, I'm in this valley again. In this valley, I'm in it. And I asked my guides, this is a global situation. They said it's not just the United States. It's a global. And I wanted to really take my ego out of it and just really see. And so what I got, it's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was there was a parade. I don't think it was the Macy's Day Parade. They had one of those, they were making fun of Donald Trump, and they made like a balloon, a baby balloon of him. And it was huge, like him as a baby, and it was a float and or a balloon. And he was offended. It was during the early days of his presidency. But that's what I saw. I saw in this large valley, this giant lit up. It's really lit and bright, but it's him with his orange hair and a diaper, but it's a big floaty balloon. And it's very bright and it's glowing down onto the ground. And meanwhile, I see all along in this valley, and it's not quite grass. It was like thick earth growth, but it was really dense and everything was very small. Like he was really big and this whole thing was gigantic and colorful and bright. But down here it was dark, a dark green, some, browns and things. But I saw Harris and Walls down in there. They were down on the ground with these many articles, these many people, these many as much, I can't even explain it. It was like things were moving, but they were there, and it was serious. It was a serious situation, not sad, but serious. And they were, I took it as rooted, grounded, getting in the dirt and getting with the people, the regular people, and that's how I interpreted that. Well, as I was watching it, I was like, okay, so is he so big that he's going to take over this valley and win the election? Well, I did see the light from his floating balloon shooting down on what I see was the right side. And that's what I imagine is these MAGA people. And they're brightly lit up. They are bigger. Like the Harris side, which is more to the left, is dense and thick though, fertile. And then moving. It's kind of like if you looked at ants moving all over the ground, kind of slowly migrating around. But everybody was looking up at his balloon because that was bright and shiny, and it was taking over. It was like overlooking this entire valley. And I think that signified what people are afraid of, that he's taking over and it's too much and they're scared. You know, I get a little nervous too, so not mad about that. But so as I thought about the election, and I'm saying, okay, what is going to happen with this election? Because this could be today, but the election is November. It's like 3 more weeks. I saw all of that green growth, like moving, like I said, like ants moving towards, which was like kind of like an archway or an opening down this hill through this valley. And they were all like moving, like a giant movement of growth. Just like if you saw it from above and you just saw a giant wave of these millions of little critters going over this ledge, and it was all her people, all the Democrats, anybody that voted for her, moving through this valley like a waterfall over the edge. And so I thought, is it a wave? You know, that old blue wave. It wasn't blue, it was green and brown, but you know, I've seen her as Abby's out here, so she's crawling. Say hi, Abby. She's with me all the time, obviously. I'm going to walk out front and show you the lake. But it was the most dense, the most unassuming thing, too, because these poles are scaring people, and you get these people yelling from rooftops, we have poles. Well, it makes a person scared. So I try not to watch the news, but when I do, it, you know, drama, fear. Anyway, but the energy I felt was all these small, insignificant, one-on-one voters were all moving in unison towards that election archway, going over that waterfall into the future. His people, or the ones on the right, the glowing, puffy, large, bright, loud ones on this side, they were bigger. All the units were bigger, or the entities or people large. And I could say those were the noisy ones, the senators, people who are, you know, with the flags waving and Trump is everything, Carrie Lake. And oh my God, did you see her? She's like, he's the best leader from ever. And he's the best president of all time. And she's, oh my gosh. Anyway, she's not going to win, by the way. I did look into that. Gallego's going to win Arizona. And, oh yeah, and he was reading the teleprompter in Arizona, and he called Arizona. He couldn't read it. He said, Azurians. I don't understand how people can still look at him and say he could be the leader of the free world. It's just not possible. But anyway, I think they're still stuck in old Trump world. So that big wave, or that big amount of people, it's going to be like shocking how many people will vote for Harris and Walz. And it's almost like underground, like we can't talk about it because we get in trouble and people are gonna scream at us and it gets into fights. So everybody's doing their part, every single person, the voters. And I see it as a lot of women. And I saw Georgia's had this record number of people that voted yesterday, early voting. And that's going to go all over the country, especially in the battleground states. And I still feel really good about her winning. And it was just so low key. And I think the polls, and I asked about the polls. I asked my guides, and I asked, oneness that I am with God and all my spiritual beings, how can they be wrong? And they said, well, the people that they're polling are not the people who necessarily have ever voted before, or the old voters, not so much the new voters, the young people, the women, these people that have found this inner determination to vote this time. So that's why. And so they're sort of like hidden, underground, low key. I think people are scared to fight against the giant light balloon and all the very forceful, noisy MAGA people who are very threatening and scary. So I think those of Harris voters are keeping a low profile. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I saw that right when I came out. Isn't that beautiful? So that tells you what I'm saying is I'm getting some angel guidance. I love that. So I'm going to show you the beach, but fear not, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to keep checking into this, but I'm, going from thing to thing and busy with stuff, getting ready. But there's our lake, our beautiful lake, and it's cool. Right now it's a little bit chilly. In Fahrenheit, it's about 50 degrees out, so I'm not the warmest in the moment. But all right, you guys take care. All is well. We're going to get through this. Until next time. One more thing before I forget. I did see at the end of the election, because I was thinking, well, what happens to him? Is he fighting this in his big balloon? But I saw it get smaller and smaller. It flows out into the right and goes out into the distance and goes away. Now, I don't know if you guys have been here before, but you heard me say, I see him on a flying carpet and he goes to another country. And I thought maybe it could be even before the election. I'm on the fence still. I saw that before, which doesn't make any sense. But something's happening in his campaign. Something is happening. And I don't know if his brain degradation is going so quickly they are keeping him out of sight, maybe. I don't know, it's something like that. Anyway, his baby Donald balloon is moving out into the distance, and Kamala and Tim Walz will be the next president and vice president.